think that will make people work harder? Okay, so everybody has the opportunity to earn a rain mate to give away in the home tonight. All you have to do is right now get on the phone and set up for every CEO that you set, Carrie. For every CEO, we've got some names that need to be called anyways tonight. I know we do. For every CEO that you set up tonight, right now, we're waiting for a few people to get here, and then we got an awesome skit I want to do for you guys for training. But for every CEO that you set, you're going to get a fragrance. Once you set 4, the next one that you set, so if you set 5 tonight, you're going to earn a rain mate. And I want you to take that rain mate into the next home, and we're going to be able to, if they book 4 appointments from that home, you're going to be able to leave that rain mate. Once we show the 4 people, they'll get their second one. So it's the same deal, we're just leaving it up front instead of waiting on the back end and giving them 2. Okay? Don't you like being able to leave it with somebody, though? I think people will work harder being able to leave it there, and we're going to let you earn it tonight if you can set 5 appointments. I know you can do that, too. Whoever does that this week, and they give away their rain mate for somebody that does set 4 appointments for them, next Monday night, we're going to give you a rain mate for working that program right. And you can do with that what you want to. Does that make sense? But every Monday night in our phone parties, because I like to give away fragrances. How I get people to get on the phone while I'm there is I tell them, who do you know? I tell them I'm in a contest, and I get credit for just being here. And I get a gas card for every name that you get called in for me. And so if you'll help me, I'll help you, and I'll give you this fragrance for every appointment that you set me tonight while I'm here. And it makes them get on the phone. And then I teach people what to say. I need them to say, I need your help, will you please do me a favor? I also need them to be calling somebody that is a close friend or family member. We're going to talk about getting qualified leads tonight. How do you get close friends or family members? Is they got to like us. We got to make friends with people really quickly. And so break bread with them, make them want it, and then help people get on the phone with what to say. Sometimes people know what to say, and sometimes people don't know what to say. But when we teach them, I need your help, will you please do me a favor? If you knew me and you loved me and I called you and I said, will you do me a favor? I mean, what is everybody going to say next but yes? It doesn't even matter what you ask when you ask right. Carrie, I could make you stand on top of this chair probably if I really wanted you to bad enough just because I asked you how to do it right. But we got to do it properly, and that's what our skit's going to be around tonight. I'm really excited about showing that to you guys, but there's a couple of people that really wanted to see it, so we're holding off to do that skit till the end. But right now, I want everybody to get on the phone, and let's call some people. And before we get on the phone, let's everybody get in the right frame of mind and think positive. Because I want us to put at least 20 appointments on the book tonight, and I know that we can. Every CEO that set's going to get a fragrance. Once you set 4, the 5th one that you set, you're going to earn a rain mate that you can leave in somebody's name up front. We're doing the same thing that you guys are getting ready to do. Anything that is an objection that somebody tells you. So what's some things when you're setting an appointment that people tell you?
I got to talk it over with my husband first before I can say what day.
Okay, for that person, I'll say, you know what, Jim, I understand that, and I'm glad that's perfect because I want him to be there too. Let me tentatively set you because I'm in a contest right now, and I get credit for every appointment that I've set. When do you think would be a good time for him? Because I want to set it at a time that you both can be there, but when you talk with him, if the time that you pick is not okay, you can call me back and change it. But I get credit tonight for every show that I do, and I'm in a big contest. And so I need you to pick what time you think it would be. Are you leaning more towards weekdays or weekends? If he says weekend, we're down to 2 already. But I like to tentatively set rather than get off the phone. Good. What's something else somebody says? Does that make sense with the tentatively set? I'd rather somebody call me back and change the time than me have to call them back and make the time. Make sense?
We have all hardwood.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Something I hear all the time.
That's perfect, Jim. In fact, this new rain, when he says they're all hardwood floors, my go-to for anything that's a negative is, by the way, anything that's usually a negative is a buying objection. And that's somebody that didn't really hear what I said because I just need to show it. The machine takes care of the buying part. But most of the time, people's objections at the beginning are buying objections. We thought all hardwood floors means we don't need that. We don't need to buy that. Okay? That's what he thinks because he hadn't had the show. All right? So I just got to rewrite that. Just don't even listen to that. And my go-to is with everything is that's perfect. So when he says I've got hardwood floors, I'm gonna say that's perfect. You know what? You don't have to. I'll say that's perfect. This new machine is actually geared towards hardwood floors, but the fact that you don't have carpet will make my show even quicker. And so what I really need to know is just when's a good time I can come and show you and your wife, because you don't have to purchase anything in order to help me out anyways. Bulldoze right through that. Didn't even hear. That's perfect. Okay? That's
I sent him to the
perfect.
camper. I told him, I said, but you got carpet in the camper.
There you go. But that's something that, you know why people say the thing about hardwood floors and carpet is because that is an indicator that they have not seen a show. Because anybody that calls it a vacuum cleaner has not seen a show. Because the reason we don't call it a rainbow is because it does everything underneath the sun, and it does happen to vacuum as well. But it's so much more than just a vacuum cleaner that people that are considering it a vacuum cleaner have absolutely not seen the show, and those are people that you absolutely want to show because they're going to be the easiest ones to sell once they. The only reason they haven't bought it yet is because they haven't seen it. Sometimes that's why people don't want to set up the appointment. They're scared they're going to buy something. Y'all know what I mean? They are.
I don't want to be given all the answers, but I've been hearing.
Yes,
we got new people in the room.
Yes.
This is really important. I just bought a Kirby 6 months ago.
Ooh.
That's
And
perfect.
so but there's something that, but there's a way that we handle that.
Yes, there is.
Find out is it paid.
And I do like to find out if it's paid for. I honestly don't even really. I struggle back and forth with, should we even ask that question? Should we answer it? Because to me, it's like there's rainbows and then there's everybody else. It doesn't matter what kind of vacuum cleaner they have. Because here's what I want you to think when you think of someone that sometimes will say Kirby, or sometimes people say Electrolux, or a Filter Queen, or a TriStar. These are all vacuum cleaners that cost way more than rainbows. That's why we're calling out these brand names. They have the same dry filter as you can go to Walmart and spend $150. So here's what this tells me, okay? And you can go look at it's all in perception. I like having what kind of vacuum cleaner do you have up there when somebody says Kirby, because somebody that spends $3,000, they won't try to not clean. You get what I'm saying? Cleanliness is important to that person. So if you're gonna think anything, I want you to think positive. And that's somebody that cleanliness was important to them. Now, we're gonna make them sick once they see the show and know that just because they spent $3,000 doesn't mean, you know what, that's what makes me feel so good about rainbows. You don't always get what you pay for nowadays. The longer I'm married, I swear, I've moved into 2 brand new homes. The one that I live in right now, I have lived in for 8 years. Okay? Mine, not even 8 years, because this is what I was thinking the other day. My rainbow is still under warranty. Okay? And I have bought a refrigerator, a dishwasher, the hood over my stove. All this was brand new. Most of these things cost more than the rainbow. Washer and dryer.
You've already had to replace it.
And I've already replaced that. Something that gives me a ton of confidence, and when I go into a home, you can tell the quality of our machine when you open the box. That thing is packaged well because it's made here. And it is American made, 100%, nothing is sit back. You can tell the quality. And you know what? It is $2,300, but you daggone sure get what you pay for it and then some. And you can feel 100% good about that, and people can see that. And part of our demonstration up here is, in a few minutes, we're going to do a skit for you guys, and just to give you guys the heads up behind it, this is representing our dealers going into people's homes, okay? And sometimes, when it's going to teach us not to prejudge, because we don't ever know. Everybody's home's different. But you know what? Everybody's home's important to them. At the end of the day, what we do throughout the day, who we're around, what we expose ourselves to, what we intake, what we listen to, our four walls are what matter. Okay? Our four walls at the end of the day are what matter. And I love the product that we sell because, y'all, you can't get any more important than being able to take care of your space the healthiest way possible. And Rainbow is a detox of people's space. It gets all the crud out. Literally. It is the most amazing thing, and everybody deserves at least the opportunity to see it.
All ready to go?
So whatever the case and scenario be, when you leave your house, get your head on straight, because the Rainbow's never going to let you down. It's always going to be the best no matter where you go. Doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter what it looks like, it's going to do the best if we show it. And that's our job. That's why you do not have to be a salesperson to sell this. In fact, the sale takes care of itself if we do a good job making people like us, so that they listen. Because at the beginning, people don't even want us to be there usually. Only because their friends asking them to do something are we even there by golly. You know? And who really likes a salesperson? Hello. You know when people like salespeople? When they're ready to buy something. Yes, or when they're leaving. But when they're ready to buy, I mean, I was in the store the other day, and I don't like for somebody to mess with me while I'm looking, but once I pick out what I want, I'm ready now, because I'm ready to buy. But until I'm ready to buy, I really don't want somebody up in my face. So we're kind of up in their face right now. So we got to be up in the face and them liking it. And that's why we're going to give them that vacation. And that's also why we're going to entice them with that rainmate, because that's a little inkling. Even if they don't get the rainbow, everybody should get a rainmate, you guys. How are we going to earn a rainmate tonight? We're going to get on the phone right now, and for the next few minutes, let's see how many appointments we can set that are CEOs. And as soon as Shirley Harden gets here, we're going to do this demonstration of this skit. And my kids are going to be two of the main characters in this skit. And just to set this up for you guys, the cake represents the rainbow. Okay? And it's the best. You know why it's the best? Sky made it. But it's made out of some really good ingredients, and he's worked really hard on that, and it's from scratch. But it's going to represent the rainbow, which you guys is the best. If there were something out there that was better, I don't think any of us would be here. The reason my dad's been doing what he's been doing for 30-some years, and my mom's been doing what she's been doing for 30-some years, is because it's the best. And we have a patent on that, so we don't ever have to worry about anybody getting any better than we are. The more we practice, and the more fine-tuned we get at that presentation, the higher our closing percentage is going to get. And that's why we make you do 20 shows at the beginning, so it's a learning curve. But listen, people can understand what we're saying if we're clear, and it doesn't take a lot to make someone understand that water's just a better way. It makes sense. You can't get air any cleaner than pulling it through water. And so if we do our demonstration and keep it simple, then everything just makes sense. Let's take a few minutes and get on the phone and see if we can get some appointments set, and then we're going to do the skit. It's going to be good.
You need it for this week.
Yes, it has to be for this week. You have to set 5 for this week to get the rainmate. For everyone that you set, you'll get a fragrance.
What day would you like for me to come?
Yes.
I need it done